Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Night's End. So yes, I'm back with my Shudder Originals reviews. As I said, today I'm reviewing Night's End, which was one that I was pretty excited about. When Shudder announced it, I got instantly excited about it. I read a little bit and I saw some photos and the cast, not a really well-known cast, but it does have one actor that I know and that I like him. It's not one of my favorites, but he usually does great roles. And just a side note before I get into the movie, I'm sorry if you hear any noises. There's music outside. It's also really windy. So I'm sorry about all of that. It's just stuff that I can't control. So with all of those warnings and all of that, let's get to the video. So if you don't know what the movie is about, I think you're better that way, and I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible because I went into it, as I said, without not a lot of knowledge, just a little quick look into some pictures, the cast. I barely knew what it was about, to be honest, so yeah. A vague description of the film is that it is about a guy that moves into a new apartment that may or may not be haunted. Pretty straightforward, but there's some really particular things about this film which I'll get into. But before I get into my thoughts, let me tell you who stars in it. So the movie stars Gino Walker, Kate Harington, Thelonious Monk, hope I'm pronouncing his name right, and the only actor that I do know is Michael Shannon. It's mainly just the first actor, Gino Walker, which I don't know him from anything, and let me just tell you that he did a pretty good job because it's mostly about him. But everyone else was really good, really minor roles, to be honest. But yeah, I guess it's time to get into my thoughts. So I was so frustrated with this film, to be honest. Like, when it ended, I gotta say, I was really disappointed. The thing is that it's not a bad film, it just has a really bad ending. Like, if it wasn't for the ending, I would give this one a really high score, but that ending ruined it for me. I do still think it's a pretty good film. It has a lot of really good things going for it. Like, I would say overall it's a really well constructed film. The main character is super relatable, which I loved. It also deals with something that I'm really interested in films, which is like the technology aspect, and in this case it does involve YouTube and making videos, so I was really interested in that aspect. And the tension building in the film is amazing. This is the type of horror that I like, that relies on getting you, like, making you feel that eerie feeling, like building up that tension. And I don't think there's any jump scares, so I really like when movies just amp up the tension and have those like scares that are like shadows in the background or something like that. There's a ton of that in this film, which I love, and there's no jump scares. If there is, it's just like one or two, like really minor jump scares. Like, yeah, I didn't even notice that. I was just really, I was really tense with what was going on, and I really like that. And on top of that, like, the cinematography is beautiful. It's a really well shot and the color grading is really good. The acting, as I said, it's mainly this guy, the main actor, that has to carry the whole movie basically. But everyone else is really good. I also liked how they dealt with the technology. Like there's a lot of Skype calls or Zoom calls, and what they do with those is really interesting and different from what I've seen in other movies that also have that aspect. But then that whole potential is just wasted on that ending. It's a super cliche, super not scary ending, and it's kind of ridiculous and laughable, which I don't think mixes well with all the first part of the film. Like up until the third act, everything is really tense and it's pretty like vague. You don't really know what's going on, and then that third act is just crazy and yeah, just not as good, which is a shame because I think like they have so many like little details that I felt like they were leading somewhere. I felt like they were there for some reason, and in the end I just didn't understood. I felt like they were wasted, and yeah, I'm kind of sad with that ending because everything else I was really into. So yeah, I think I still recommend it. I think it's still worth a watch because up until the end everything is really really amazing, almost perfect. So post that, let's get to my scores. So even with that ending, overall I give the movie a 3.5 out of 5. As I said, it would have been like a 4 out of 5 if it wasn't for the ending, but the ending did ruin it a little bit for me. So yeah. Cinematography, I also give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's well put together. It's not overly stylized or like super artistic, but it is what the movie needs, I feel like, and I really like those scares, like those hidden scares. So yeah, I really like those. And originality, I give it a 2.5 out of 5. I think it has like an interesting setup, but everything else it's pretty average. Like the haunted house aspect, it's a bit like overdone, and like the Skype calls, although they do have an interesting aspect to it, it's also something that we've seen before. And the ending really really reminded me of another movie that I can't really tell you, otherwise you'll know the ending of this film as well as the other one. So yeah, but the ending is really 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 similar to another movie, to the ending of another movie. So I don't think it's a super original film, but it is done in a way that I liked. That ending, it really hurt me because I think it's a really good movie apart from that. So yeah guys, these are my thoughts on Night's End. If you have seen it already, let me know in the comments. I think it is available on Shudder the day that I'm posting this, so you can check it out right now. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on the ending from the reviews I've seen so far, from the people that have seen this one in film festivals. I don't think people were really a fan, but I did enjoy it. Apart from the ending, it just, yeah, it really hurts the movie. But tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you did like the ending and why did you like the ending. Some people said that they like the ending and don't like all the first part of the film. So if you are one of those people, let me know, and let me know why you prefer the ending. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!